Hi everyone, and welcome back to my platform here in the month of April of 2025. Today is the 15th, so I hope you're doing well. Many blessings and namaste. Here on that earthly plane, right? Here talk about the taxes being due, a deadline for the taxes. So we'll see how everything goes, everything transform. I already got my little bit of money back from IRS, right? And right now I am in kind of I'm in between jobs. I had to quit the previous job. There was no way I can continue in that very toxic environment and also especially also in the kitchen, the music, very heavy dark energies from that heavy metal music. It was not resonating with me at all. Actually, it was harming me because I've been healing myself, right, from all these interesting infections, jabs from that Chimera, SARS, CoV-2, right? And from all these electronic harassments and all these psychotronic weapons. They are waging the silent war against the star seeds. Last time we talked about the Christos mission, right? And how we are reclaiming Christos body. So this platform is for star seeds who ended up in those dark projects, right? And especially who ended up in this group. It's called the Chimera group, the root of all evil, right? So we'll talk about that this time. And I just kind of wanted to let you know that everything is coming to surface. No stone unturned. There's all this proof, all the studies everywhere, guys. All these patented viruses, the bioweapons, right? So there is nothing new under the sun. We talk about the synthetic viruses, the bioweapon hidden by the Pentagon, right? Who is really who is really behind the this operations, right? So more and more things are being exposed, guys, and time to be responsible. Again, if you start seeing the energies, right, and look at the energy of the eyes, right, when you see that some of those individuals, they don't even have a soul. And we also talk about clone bodies, or the certain individuals, they have been under, right, MK Ultra projects, right? So and there's lots of abuse, violence, torture, and this is what I've experienced, and this is for my soul group, helping them to free themselves from these dark forces, from those dark projects, right? Also that the military abduction, MILEP, right, by SSP, the secret space program, with the CCP DEP, right, the Chimera, SARS CoV-2, right, more than a decade ago in 2012. And then they wanted to create, the digital or clone avatar, right, on the galactic scale. They traded galactically, right? And then like being the super soldier, super marine on the moon, Mars, and I guess fighting with those aliens there. And they just give you kind of clone body with all these cybernetics, skeletonics, robotics, right? They give you the Nazi Neuralink or the bionic brain, because the way they are coming from the astral plane, because star seeds, we have extremely huge aura, right, sound body. It's that they, of course, they contaminate you, and through LSD, all kinds of drugs, right, your aura energy opens, and through the back of your heart, that's where your nadis structure, right, that's the etheric structure of your central nervous system. This is how they enter the back of the heart chakra. They go inside the spinal column, right, the cerebrospinal fluid, and through also of the blood brain barrier, they go into the brain, right? And there is a software forming, right, via the nanobus, nanotechnology, poison, right? And they're actually mixing they are splicing human DNA with foreign DNA, with all kinds of horrible chemicals, right? And this is how they, like I said, create then the terrorists, or you know, you're part of that system, the part of the cabal, right? You're a digital avatar, and you're executing the agenda of those negative aliens. You're executing the Nazism 4.0, and then, you know, this is how, you know, those individuals become psychopaths, walking AI on a battlefield via their programming, right? They're just, you know, executing, or they're being triggered, or they're just listening to those impulses coming from satellites, right? We talk about the moon, the false magnetism, and the whole red trident, right? The Giza intelligence on Mars. You have also satellites on Saturn, right? Lots of blood covenant, blood sacrifice happening there, and even Pluto, the whole red trident. That's the red cube technology, and those guys are moving backwards, right? They're running the reversals, the measuring reversals. This is the red cube technology, the error rate wave frequency. Their body's totally infected. They found themselves in the electrostatic bodies, in the fallen tree of life, the fallen Merkaba, artificial Merkaba, right? And they're listening, they're hooked to the God mile algorithm, the God of all things, right? They're hooked to the internet of all things, right? With all these crucifixion implants, alien implants, right? Implants in their genitals, right? And that's all digression of their DNA, of their consciousness, right? That's the downward spiral. And you know, all this experience, this transhumanism, transgenderism happening, and that's been happening for a long time. So this is nothing new on the sun. So through crystal ages, right? This again for my military, for my soul group, right? Karaya Sata Allah, the 7 original tones. So this is the crystal ages, this is the 12D shielding, right? The 12D shielding, and of course, Heroes Gamos technology, right? Via energetic synthesis, right? We're going back to our original structure, even though we've been hybridized and, you know, we've been mind controlled and so on. There is etheric technology. There is AI of the positive extraterrestrials, right? Helping us with the ascension and with the rehabilitation, at least for partial ascension, right? And of course for humanity, right? This is the golden liquid light here, the low Dantian, actually. That's your this is your authentic spirit self, right? Being embodied here in this kind of area. And that's, you know, if you feel in your guts, that's why the detox, right? And protection and so on. And, you know, working with the violet flame, you know, detoxing, right? Transformational work and so on, you know that. And of course, holding on to your heart, right? Loving yourself unconditionally, then you know that, you know, we are moving forward. So we talk about the, of course, the split in consciousness, right? That's why even I had to quit the job, right? And, you know, moving forward also with my project and, you know, with other projects and lots of, communities are also happening. The 5D portals here where I live, and also like a 40 minutes away from me. I used to live there 20 years ago. So spiritual communities, it's all happening. I had my own experience with kirtan, with cacao ceremony, and with Tai Chi Gong. Okay, so yeah, it's everything is happening at once. And what are we choosing? What kind of timeline? What kind of intention? What kind of thoughts? It's all upon us, right? Because there's individual ascension, as of course with the guardians, or those who are on the Christos mission, right? Fulfill the Palladarian covenant, right? We are holding the cosmic code of ascension. We are bringing the cosmic plasma light frequency here online, so we can heal ourselves, right? I did also some emotional freedom technique, and it was all about for me to heal myself from the hybridization, right? And then voila, look what I what now I understand where my soul group is, what I was supposed to be part of this organization, and this is what I've been dealing with. Right? This is what I've been dealing with, the Chimera effect. And again, this is for star seeds and so on. And this is how these injections that get into our bloodstream, right? And this is the military experimentations. This is what's been happening for a long time. So you can study all that. Right? And then they are hooking us to the Nephilim reversal grid, the black magic grid, the Batman network. They are siphoning energy out of us, right? desecrating the Holy Mother, Divine Mother within our Kundalini, sacral chakra, and so on, implanting all kinds of thoughts into our head, right, with the Nazi Neuralink, the software, we are the nanobots, nanotechnology, poison, venom, and so on, and then walking AI on the battlefield, and then those guys, right, they're mind control, all this mind control sorcery, all this weaponization, all the SRA, all this torture, all this rape, and they're put to prison, put to death, right? And to me, this is not the way to go. They need rehabilitation. Here we need to read the energies. That's why we have the project, the Ashtar Galactic Command here with DARPA, right? Project for rehabilitation of DNA, of consciousness, of hologram, of my soul group. Those who, we're in the Chimera group, in Hydra, right? Hydra, the cabal and so on, kind of the elite, right? The whole kind of black magic grid. Yeah, there are black magicians in DARPA, right? And they have ultimatum, and everything's under the Galactic Codex, everything under the universal laws. We are the cosmic sovereign law made manifest, and everything is going to divine justice. So, and that's why the military Q is here, or the galactic military, the galactic quantum Q is here, right? Doing the transformational work, not only on a soul level, but also galactic level. That's our oversoul and our avatar self, right? So that's, the solar logos, because the entire monadic self, right? This is how they enter your back of the heart chakra. That's your AD, right? They put chips on your 9D. That's the cerebellum, that's the medulla oblongata, right? I've been talking about it all the time. And this is how they create the digital avatars out of us. And they've been targeting my 10D soul star chakra. So all this electronic harassment, all this targeting, all this infection, all this infiltration, and of course dealing with the suppressive parasite entity, right? I talk about, it's the gallbladder meridian, how it's affected, right? And how it seeps through into the cells. And that's how they, we become then cyborg. They're creating aliens out of us, transhumans, transgender out of us. So that's all going to divine justice. Those things been happening for a long time, right? All this genetic modification, all this social engineering or genetic engineering, all these bioweapons, right? I talk about it. So justice will be served. Okay, so justice will be served. So we know who is behind it. No stone unturned, and we have to bring everything into the divine justice is under the law. So let's, this is my, this is where my soul group end up in this Chimera group. It's very secretive, it's very negative, right? The negative military, it comes from Orion. So that's why we talk about the Orion group. And also to me, the Chimera group, they infiltrate the entire Asia area, okay? And here they talk about in the Congo invasion, 1996. Right, but these things with the visa system, the visa deck, visa dregs been happening even between World War I, World War II, where the Chimera group, or these Archons, they infiltrated the cabal back then, right? And who was part of it, right? We talk about the timelines of Winston Churchill, Aleister Crowley, and Adolf Hitler. So they already had to obey the Chimera group. They were under the kind of draconian measurements, okay? And so these, they create humanoids out of us. So the Archons, they're humanoids, they're in physical bodies, and they came here 25,000 years ago. To me, this is where the starseeds, 26,000 years ago, the starseeds had to leave this quadrant of the universe because the war was lost. The starseeds lost the battle because of the Archons, because of the Chimera group, because of the visa system, okay, the Omicrons, the Chromatons. So this has been happening for millennia and millennia, okay? And they built the Archons, or the Chimera group, they built the electromagnetic defense around the Earth. And they also they constructed a vast network of subterranean cities using draconians as slave handlers and reptilians as slaves, and controlled control the human population on the surface of the planet from here there. The Chimera group has enforced secret agreements upon leaders of all national militaries worldwide to suppress and erase all traces of benevolent extraterrestrial contact, right? So all the whistleblowers and everybody who wanted to come up, you know, with their projects and talking about the whether the agenda of those negative aliens, or talk about the good ETs, extraterrestrials, they were hunted down, right? They were persecuted, they were harassed, they were imprisoned, tortured, and then eradicated, right? So, of course, the Archons also infiltrated the whole Jesuit order and the entire infrastructure, right? Also here talk about the NSA, right? We talk about the Project Paperclip, what happened. And they're etheric archons. I would say they're in the invisible world, right? We talk about the Alpha Draconis there, the Mitra, right? And also from the Sigma constellation as well. And also we talk about the Anunnaki who got hybridized from Nibiru, Sirius, worshipping Baal or the Moloch, right? The Marduk, Pindar, okay? And the whole Babylonian Empire, right? So, and here serving the nations of the serpent, we talk about the Brotherhood of the Snake, right? That's the NSA, that's the ISIS, that's the CIA, that's the Mossad, that's the Zionists, right? The Khazarian Mafia, okay? And so these Archons, they're enforcing soul agreements on the members of the Cabal. So remember, the Cabal, those are on the physical plane. Some of them are nothing but a walking AI for the Archons, right? In that invisible plane, right? With their 10D, 11D, highly advanced technology. So it's pretty much all the Cabal members, the Satanists, Luciferians, they have implants, chips, they've been mind controlled as children. They were tortured, they were on drugs, right? LSD. And also here talk about the MK Ultra Montag, MK Ultra Monarch, right? And also Mockingbird and so on. So all these operations been happening by CIA, by the Cabal, right? Behind the scenes, and because they all been implanted and they are part of the Chimera group of the Archons, right? So certain member of the Cabal, when the certain member of the Cabal is removed, then there is another host, and there's another, they're cloning. So they bring another host and enforce soul binding agreement upon that individual. So it's just like on and on and on. New clone comes in, right? So this is how highly advanced the technology it is. The Chimera group has put physical strangeland bombs inside most of U.S. military bases, right? And that's the kind of so-called defense against the advanced Galactic Federation resistance movement. But as you know, things are changing, right? As a victory of the light, but slowly and surely, like we have to be very careful, like the move strategic is very important because we're dealing with extremely highly advanced, but extremely rogue and extremely vicious alien races. So the Archons, they also, they have the plasma scalar devices, and, remember the plasma, that's the fourth state, right, of matter after solid, liquid, and gas. And that's the connecting link between physical plane, etheric plane. So that's why also with the cloning, transhumanism, transgenderism, and for my project, right, being outside nature, the plasma light frequency from the sun, of course, the solar rishis are here helping us with ascension. This is how we're at least arresting some of, these horrible things, because within your body, because once, like I said, the Chimera, you have the SARS, right, gets in the transhuman transgenderism. It takes the energy from your soul, from your cells, right? And it's become kind of AI cells. And, with all kinds of parasites and entities. So whenever, there is a trigger, there's an activation, there's negativity, right? That feeds off the cells. That's why we need to fast. We need to do detox. That's how we are slowly and surely starving those parasites within us. So no sugar, right? No alcohol, no drinking, no smoking, no steroids, no sex, no porn, nothing, right? It has to be organic, it has to be natural, it has to be crystals now, crystal architecture, crystal ages, energetic synthesis, hieros gamos, right? That's how we are freeing ourselves from the Chimera effect, from the Chimera group, from that SP, that's the suppressive parasite entities, from the satanic forces, the black hole entities, right? They've been feeding all of us of our aura, energy field of our cells, of our brain, of our chakras, our meridians, right? And we were just like battery, so executing the agenda of those negative aliens, right? So that's why, you know, we talk about the energy. We have to bring that structure, understand that so many of these guys ended up in those horrible institution, right? The black projects, like if they're being executed or put to death, put to prison, right? Remember, that's only the law of effect. We need to understand the cause. Where is it coming from, right? From those archons in this invisible world, the Chimera group, right? The Alpha Draconis, right? Extremely highly advanced technology. So the Orion group, yeah. So, but this is all now being, of course, they've been monitored, and everything's under the law. The Galactic Codex, that's why the Galactic Codex, divine invention is here. We have the New Earth jurisdiction, right? Very important cosmic leadership, right? And working on ourselves, right? So very important to understand who we truly are. Know yourself and be free. The kingdom of heaven is within. I am in this world, but not of it. Okay, and unfortunately, this is how we've been attacked, right? The starseeds, you know, light workers, light warriors, and so on. We all been then targeted, and because of their extremely highly advanced scalar weapons, they are using it for negative purposes, for destructive purposes, to destroy the angelic divine luminous rays and destroying our diamond sun DNA. Okay. And yeah, they've been pretty much mapping our brain. They've been spying on us, of their surveillance machines. The thing is, those who are reporting everything, we're on reconnaissance missions, right? They're revealing themselves. Do you see how the light and the dark, how it's now been intermingled from extremely high places and dimensions, and how everything is a mirror and reflection of everything? And so those who are really shining the light and really bright, who really, we had to really dive deep into the underworld. We had to spend some time to master ourselves, right? To exit, right? To transform these energies, the karma from the bloodline, right? That's been happening for so long with the pathology, psychopathy, and with all this Satanism and the Luciferian covenant and the soul binding and the blood sacrifice, right? The blood covenant. It's all now being replaced by the Emerald Order covenant, right? The cosmic sovereign law, right? The Emerald covenant is the loving co-creation with the divine under the law of one. And so there was the silent full-scale war that's been going on between the positive, right? Positive ETs and the Archons, the negative aliens, right? The cosmic Christos solar rishis, right? The Christos founder races, and of course those rogue alien vicious races, right? Even from the Visa system. So it's been going on, the galactic war, actually, right? We've been experiencing here. So so this has been going on for a long time, guys, and things are changing, happening, the frequency vibration, right? We're lifting ourselves, we're exiting the matrix, right? And start creating, co-creating the new earth right here, right now. So I'll talk to you next time. Many blessings and namaste. Bye-bye.